Okay. Let's talk about how and where to adopt pet rats. Before I say anything, I do want to give a short disclaimer. There's a lot of discourse in the community about rescuing versus breeding and what the most ethical way to go about adopting pet rats is. I know it's a complicated topic, but in this video, I'm going to go through the different methods and give the pros and cons of each. I personally have used almost every method on this list, so for your own sanity and mine, please do not start any arguments in the comments. This is purely for educational purposes. The first method is probably the easiest and most obvious, but also the most controversial. I've never done this, but it is possible to adopt rats from chain pet stores. It varies by location if they carry rats or not, and this method isn't used by your seasoned rat owner for a multitude of reasons. Where they source their rats from very much depends on the store, so it's difficult to tell what you're going to get in terms of health and temperament. Chain pet stores also typically keep their rats in glass enclosures, which is terrible for their respiratory systems, so you can almost guarantee that you'll be adopting a sick ratty. By buying from these chain pet stores, you kind of indirectly encourage them to keep selling rats in this way, which is why this method is so controversial. It's definitely not something I would recommend, but I do know that every situation is different, so I'm not shaming anyone who does adopt this way. The next method is something I have done, which is rescuing from feeder bins. Exotic pet shops or stores that sell reptile supplies will always have feeder bins full of live rats and mice. Now, these rats are bred to become snake food, not pets, so health and temperament is not something that these store owners care about at all. You're more likely to buy a sick or aggressive rat from these types of places than anywhere else. But there's also something magical about rescuing a rat from a horrible situation and giving them the best life possible, knowing that they would have been food otherwise. Reptile shops are going to sell these rats regardless if you buy from them or not, so I know a lot of people in the pet rat community who adopt this way. Just make sure you can afford the vet bills if you do. Another method that I have used is, of course, rescuing from local animal shelters. It is not often that rats come into shelters, but it does happen. What I have done in the past is call my local shelter and have them write down my information so they can call me if or when they get a rat in the shelter. That way the poor baby can be picked up as soon as possible and the animal shelter workers don't have to worry about what to do with a random rat. I have a lot of friends who also use this method for rescuing. If you're looking to adopt a rat with health, personality, and genetics in mind, my recommendation will always be to find a local rattery or breeder. Believe it or not, some people do breed healthy rats as a hobby or side hustle. These people are rat lovers themselves, so good breeders are always looking for ways to improve lifespans and create happy, healthy babies. I usually find these ratteries through local Facebook groups or forums. There's a lot of things to look for when choosing a good breeder and many more red flags to watch out for. It would take me forever to list everything, so if you want me to make a separate video just about ratteries, just let me know in the comments. A few other random adoption methods include finding someone who's adopting out an accidental litter, usually through social media or mutual friends, checking out adoption websites like petfinder.com, or just asking questions in a local Facebook group. If you put in the effort, you'll always be able to find a chaos potato in need of a forever home.